Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Geography with Joy. This is Subhalakshmi and we are discussing about the classification of rocks. Today we are going to discuss about igneous rocks. It's a very interesting topic and I am sure you are going to enjoy my video too. Please subscribe my channel and like and share my video. Let's go into the topic now. Igneous rocks, and the outline of the topic is meaning of igneous rock and its formation, characteristics, classification of igneous rocks, and at the end, uses of igneous rocks in our day-to-day life. Let's learn about the topic in detail now. Igneous rocks. The term igneous comes from the Latin word ignis, meaning fire. In Sanskrit, it is called Agni. These rocks are formed by the cooling and solidification of the very hot molten material found inside the earth. The hot molten material is called magma when it is underground and is called lava when it reaches the surface during volcanic eruptions. The lava at the surface cools and solidifies to form these rocks. They are of thermal origin. Igneous rocks are called primary rocks because they were the first rocks to be formed. They form the basis of formation of other types of rocks. Hence, they are also known as parent rocks. Have a look at this picture. This is the hot molten material coming out from the interior of the earth and is reaching the surface of the earth during volcanic eruption as lava. This lava will cool and solidify within a certain period of time and will form igneous rock. Now, let's have a look at the characteristics of igneous rocks. They are hard and compact. They are formed by the solidification of molten magma. They are granular and crystalline. They are either fine-grained, smooth and compact, or may have large crystals with coarse texture. The size of their crystals depends upon the rate of cooling of the molten material. They are not very porous. These rocks are less affected by chemical weathering as water doesn't percolate in these rocks. They contain metallic minerals such as gold, silver, iron, copper, zinc, and aluminium. They do not contain fossils. They are rich in minerals as they are volcanic in origin. Most of them consist of silicates. They do not have layers. They are generally weathered by mechanical weathering. Igneous rocks are associated with volcanic activity and are found mostly in volcanic regions. Classification of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks may be classified on the basis of their occurrence, chemical composition, geometric shape of igneous body, texture of grains, or mode of origin. According to their mode of origin, igneous rocks can be classified into two types. They are extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. Let's discuss about these two types of rocks in detail. First, let's talk about extrusive igneous rocks. When lava pours out on the Earth's surface through volcanic eruptions or fissures, it cools and solidifies to form extrusive igneous rocks. They are also known as volcanic rocks. The rate of cooling is more rapid than in the interior, and hence the crystals are finer. They are usually dark in color. Basalt, feldspar, pumice, scoria, and obsidian are extrusive igneous rocks. When the magma erupts on the surface and flows down the slope of the land, it is called as lava. Lava may flow as a tongue or as a sheet. Several lava sheets may get piled up to form a plateau. When lava flows on land, there is a sudden cooling and there is less time for the minerals to get crystallized. Basalt is a common volcanic or extrusive rock and forms lava sheets, lava flows, and lava plateaus. For example, Deccan Plateau in India, Antrim in Northern Ireland, and Columbia Snake in the USA. The black soil found in many parts of peninsular India has been formed after weathering of such rocks. These are the few pictures of extrusive igneous rocks. This is feldspar, this is obsidian, these are pumice stones, and these are basalt rocks. Basalt is the most widespread of all igneous rocks and comprises more than 90% of all volcanic rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks can also be divided based on the nature of lava. So, on the basis of nature of lava, extrusive igneous rocks have been divided into two types. They are explosive and quite extrusive igneous rocks. The explosive type of extrusive igneous rocks are the results of volcanic materials in which dust, ash, etc. are deposited. On the other hand, in the quiet type, lava comes out quietly through minor cracks and fissures. Coming to intrusive igneous rocks, I have reduced all the informations into points so that it becomes easy for you all to understand and remember easily. Let's learn about this. When molten materials of the Earth's interior do not reach the Earth's surface, they cool and solidify below the surface and are called as intrusive igneous rocks. The cooling of magma takes place very slowly as the interior is hot. The magma solidifies within the Earth's crust slowly, forming coarse textured rocks such as granite, gabbro, or diorite. The grains in these rocks can be identified. These rocks are also called as plutonic rocks as they are formed at great depth. They can be termed as abyssal rocks. The term plutonic is derived from Pluto, the Roman god of the underworld. Such rocks have large crystals, are very compact, resistant, and glassy in appearance. For example, quartz and batholite. They have larger crystals as the rate of cooling is slower. They are classified according to their shape, size, and relation to other formations into which they intrude. Hyperbasal igneous rocks are found near the surface of the earth. They are formed due to the cooling and resultant solidification of rising magma just beneath the Earth's surface. They are less common than plutonic rocks and form dikes, sills, laccolith, etc. Igneous rocks may get exposed to the surface due to denudation. Granite, found in many parts of the peninsular India, is an example of such rocks. Granite is used as a stone in the construction of buildings. This is a huge piece of granite rock. Granite is a light-colored igneous rock with grains large enough to be visible with unaided eye. It forms from the slow crystallization of magma below the Earth's surface. Granite is composed mainly of quartz and feldspar with minor amounts of mica, amphiboles, and other minerals. This mineral composition usually gives granite a red, pink, grey, or white color with dark mineral grains visible throughout the rock. Coming to the classification of igneous rocks based on chemical composition. According to the chemical composition, igneous rocks are classified into two categories. They are acidic igneous rocks and basic igneous rocks. Let's learn about these two types of rocks now in detail. Acidic igneous rocks. Let's see the characteristics. They contain high percentage of silica and lesser percentage of basic oxides. They are less dense and light in color. They generally lack in iron and magnesium. The magma erupted is viscous in nature. Thus, it flows for a short distance before it solidifies. They are hard and coarse in texture. Crystals like quartz, feldspar, and mica are present in them. The best example of this type of rock is granite. It is commonly used as a building material. These are the sample pieces of granite rocks for construction purposes. Granite has been used as a building material since ancient times. It is one of the oldest and most durable building products available and will far outlast the building in which it is installed. And these are some crystals and mica available in igneous rocks. This is a crystal stone, rough amethyst, purple in color, used in jewelry, especially as a zodiac stone. This is lepidolite mica. This is a rose quartz, again used in jewelry for its vibrant color. And this is feldspar mineral crystal. All are found in acidic igneous rock. The next is basic igneous rocks. Let's see the characteristics here. They contain a lesser percentage of silica and a higher percentage of basic oxides like iron and magnesium. They are dense and dark in color. The magma erupted is less viscous, thus it flows for a long distance before it solidifies. They are usually fine textured and smooth. The best example of this type of rock is basalt. So far, you have learned about the classification of igneous rocks along with their characteristics. Let's summarize the topic with the help of this mind map. Igneous rocks are basically divided into two based on their mode of origin. They are extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks are again subdivided into two based on the nature of lava. They are explosive extrusive igneous rocks where lava comes out with an explosion along with dust and ashes and get deposited on the surface of the earth. Whereas in quite extrusive igneous rocks, lava comes out quietly through the cracks and crevices. On the other hand, intrusive igneous rocks are formed inside the Earth's surface and are divided into two based on their position. They are plutonic or abyssal rock and hyperbasal. In plutonic rocks, rocks are formed at a great depth, whereas hyperbasal rocks are formed just beneath the Earth's surface. According to the chemical composition, igneous rocks are again divided into two. They are acidic igneous rocks and basic igneous rocks. In acidic igneous rocks, silica content is high and iron and magnesium are low, whereas in basic igneous rocks, silica content is less and iron and magnesium are high. At the end, let's learn about the uses of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks have a variety of uses. For example, granite is used as stone for buildings and statues. It is also a popular choice for kitchen countertops. Diorite was used extensively by ancient civilizations for vase and other decorative artworks. Peridotite is mined for peridot, a type of olivine that is used in making jewelry. Legendary beauty Cleopatra used to love peridot a lot. Pumice is commonly used as an abrasive. Pumice is used to smooth skin or scrap up grime around a house. Ground up pumice stone is sometimes added to toothpaste to act as an abrasive material to scrub teeth. Basalt and dolerite are used for road making. Many minerals found in these rocks, for example, iron ore, manganese, are the basic raw materials for many industries. And that's all for today. I hope you have understood the topic thoroughly and enjoyed my video too. In my next video, we will discuss about sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. Stay connected. Do share my video with your friends and relatives. Thanks for watching. See you again. Till then, take care and have a great day.